Yes, this is the seventh. Siete.
This
This is the seventh one. Okay, now you say something.
is the 7th episode.
Yeah, you can turn it up.
7.
Siete.
Guess what? Who's on headphone? This happens to be these nuts.
Mis
These-
bolas.
These nuts. These nuts.
These notes. Huh? You say something. Just say something.
I say, these nuts.
That's pretty good. Maybe like, just bring it a little bit closer to you. That's it.
These nuts are large. And they happen to be in charge.
Yeah. Fucking dog, I swear to God.
Fuck, my shoe came off.
You do?
I thought you were gonna grab water.
No.
Oh.
I don't need water.
Oh, darn, but I want
I
one.
do need water.
Yes, because you can't
Hmm?
physically exist
I need water right now.
without water.
You know, almost every night I go to Wawa and get a gallon of water. Almost every night.
Are you
drink
serious?
it. I drink it between 12 and 3 a.m. Like just laying in bed, just drinking water.
This is good.
I be doing that. But
We're
then-
recording, right?
Huh? Oh yes.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello. This is
Episode 7 of For the Boys podcast.
we gotta do an intro. Like we gotta figure out an intro where we're not like fucking talking over each other. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Should probably work
like the gaming intros where it's like,
we gotta add that in there.
yeah.
Yes.
So today we're gonna be going into some more conspiracy theories.
A few more, a couple more of them.
Like two more, like
Two,
one,
a
two.
couple, yes.
Yes,
A couple is, yes.
it's true.
Huh? The topics in this, I feel like my voice, the topics in this one are similar to the ones as before.
That is correct.
But we don't have our tinfoil hats.
It's
That's
okay.
a weird thing.
We're in.
Oh
What
yeah.
is this, aluminum?
Yeah, it is pretty much aluminum. So it kind of works, unless they have fucking glass cameras in here. Okay. So I did a little research on the top. You know, when you asked me what I was gonna do for my topic, I did not know,
Yeah.
and then I just made something up.
Okay.
So yeah, but you know, I do actually have some pretty good research here. I wanted to do something about music, like I said, but then it ended up being like something else.
Mhm.
It's like a little towards music, but you'll see. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my notes just in case I misread something. So, we're talking about, what's his name? Philip Taylor. What was his last name? Kramer. Philip Taylor Kramer. Yes, he has a middle name that has the same ending as his last name. It's weird. It's a weird name. Okay, so basically, this guy, he's a real cool guy. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't really think of an introduction for this one. No, because the other one I did. Okay. So basically, like, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
But an overview would be like, he's a super cool guy, and then he died in a mysterious way. I think that's how most conspiracy theories are.
If you don't understand it, you
Mhm.
gotta blame it on something like
Yes.
like aliens or the
Or
government
the government. It's always the government.
or aliens.
At the end of the day, it's usually the government, in my opinion. Because then the aliens would be like, oh, the government made up aliens. Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna go over just before I get into like the real like conspiracy stuff. I'm gonna go over what this guy has accomplished.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's a genius.
Okay.
He's a genius guy.
Yeah.
IQ of 167, which is a lot of IQ
Many
points.
cues
A lot of them.
inside.
Yes, I don't know where I got that figure from. Well, I know where, but I don't know how they got that figure from. Because the most accurate IQ test I know of is the Mensa IQ test, and they only go up to like 145, and after that they can't really measure too well. So I don't know how they get these IQ scores from, but he was definitely like really smart. So his first little like, peak.
Yeah.
The first thing that you read about him, at 12 years old, he enters a science fair, right? Because he's a genius guy. He wins the science fair by building a laser strong enough to pop a balloon. So that's pretty impressive for a 12-year-old. That would have been, that's elementary school, right? Or is that middle school?
That's middle school. That's literally 6th grade year.
Right.
You could say 5th or 6th, anywhere in between there.
Yeah. So either in elementary or in middle school. I mean, middle school is still impressive, So yeah, he wins the science fair. And then, I didn't write it. Okay. And then he joins this band in like 1974 called the Iron Butterfly. And the Iron Butterfly is really like well known for their like one hit single. They're like a one hit wonder basically. I think so. I don't know, I didn't really study it. See, this is why I said it was about music, but not really. Because this is like sort of like one small part of it.
He is a musician, but you're not really focusing on the musical aspect of his life.
Yeah. So, yeah, he joins this band, Iron Butterfly, in 1974. So he's like an old guy. He was born in like 1956, I think.
So, okay. He won this science fair like
12 years old.
It was like the 70s, like literally 70.
Yeah. It must have been 1968 if he was born in 1956.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1974 was like a few years after that.
So like he's
6 years.
He's 18.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know
What's math?
Exactly how old he was. Well, actually, I think I have a little about whatever this is. Getting off track here. He's young. He's still a pretty young guy. So, basically from 1974 to 1980, he's in this band, and they're the first group band. Because before this, like, people, like, singular people would go platinum. They were the first group to go platinum, ever. So that's pretty good. So, and a cool thing about that is, like, the band has existed for a long time, like, outside that range. He only came in as a one-time, like, temporary player. And during that time, that's when they got the platinum. So, and he was the bassist. So I don't know how much.
I mean,
yeah, but
I mean, that's pretty cool still.
Yeah. He was the bassist for that band, and actually, I think they said the crowd really liked him, so that's why he stayed on. I think he was only gonna do it for a year, but who knows. But yeah, after that, from 1980 till 1989, he studies aerospace engineering, which is pretty cool, because I also study aerospace engineering. So I'm like his incarnation or something. So that's another conspiracy.
The Christian is
Philip Taylor Kramer. There you go.
Conspiracy.
Dude, that's the new one.
Reincarnated.
Yes. Huh? Okay. Well, anyways, from 1980 to 1989, he not only studies aerospace engineering, but he lands a job at Northrop. And Northrop is really famous for being Northrop Grumman today. They make a bunch of weapons and aerospace defense systems. So I think Northrop, because the company was first Northrop and then Northrop Grumman, because they entered a partnership. So the original one, Northrop, they made airplanes. So, and other aerospace defense things. I don't know. It was all really secret. And this is kind of where the weird stuff gets in, because what he did at Northrop was fucking a joint effort with the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
So that's the government involved right there. That's the first little taste of the conspiracy. I don't know. But his time there was pretty cool. He actually worked on this thing called AIRS, which is like a guidance system, and AIRS is an acronym. and I spent 10 minutes trying to memorize this acronym. It stands for, I forgot what it was. No. It stands for Advanced, and then I forgot the second one. I know what it is. It's like AIR. Yeah, Advanced Inertial Reference Sphere. That's exactly what it stands for. So it's basically like this big like ball, and it guides the rocket. He was working on a rocket, by the way.
Okay.
So yeah, the rocket he was working on was the LGM 118. So that's pretty cool. No, but it is nicknamed the Peacekeeper.
Nice.
Yes, it was pretty epic. So, like, if you think about it, he landed the job after he studied, right? So that's at least 4 years. So that leaves him 5 years to develop this entire, like, guidance system.
Yeah.
For this rocket. ICBM. Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. That's pretty cool. So yeah, he's like a genius, like, engineer guy. And after this, he starts a company in 1990, I think. Yeah, he starts a company in 1990 after that. And it's called Total Multimedia. TMM for short. So he starts and another thing, which is really cool, he starts this company with Randy Jackson. Michael Jackson's brother. Yes, Michael Jackson's brother, yeah. So not only, there's 2 musicians that are now, well, I don't know if Randy he's related to a musician, but I don't think he is a musician. But wasn't he the Jackson 5? The Jackson 5 was with Michael Jackson, right?
Well, yeah.
That's right.
It was him and like 5.
Yeah, but it was his family.
Yeah.
So yeah, Randy Jackson was a musician, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Unless he was just like that. Like, he didn't do his own thing. I don't know if he did or not.
There was a Jackson 6 until he didn't want to do it.
Because he was too not talented.
I don't know. But yeah, Randy Jackson. I don't know, I just think that's weird, like, that's 2 people that are musicians, and then they become engineers. Yeah. Anyways, when he starts this company, I think before this or like very early on, or like the reason he started this company was to develop this thing called fractal compression. So when you take a video of something or you take a picture of something, you rarely store the raw data. Like you don't store every single color value for every single pixel. You have like a little algorithm. Mm-hmm. So you put in all the data of the image, and then you get out like a slightly worse quality image, but it still looks really similar, right? That's why your phone doesn't like fucking take up 1 gigabyte per picture. So basically, like, he develops this technique of fractal compression, and it's like really good. Like normally, like most compression techniques are like 50-1, so like 50 bytes of data gets compressed into 1 byte of data. He makes this thing like fucking 90-1. Fractal compression is 90-1. So I think each frame of high quality video is like fucking like 39 kilobytes, which is pretty good. So yeah, he's like a genius guy. But yeah. Oh, and another thing about this company. I think the notes are distracting. Another thing about the company is that it actually files for bankruptcy 4 years into its inception. So that's pretty weird. You know, like you got this company that like develops this like really good compression technique. Yeah. And they have like this video codec basically. And like not only did they do that, but they also like they had the first, I think, software only video codec. So like back in those days, because it's like the early 90s, back in those days you needed a CD-ROM and a CD to display media, right? To put videos on your computer.
Yeah.
Well, he developed a way to have literally like software only video playback. So, today we just download and watch a video. The process by which you open the video and watch it on your computer is software only.
Mm-hmm.
So you never have to insert a disc.
Yeah.
So he was the first company to do that, Fuck. Yeah, it was the first company to do that. So yeah, it was a really good company, and actually it's still around today. TMMI. I think they renamed it. Actually, it's a publicly traded company. And you can buy stock in it today.
Cool.
It's pretty good for all the investors out there.
Like us.
Yes. Huh? Okay. Well, anyways, this is sort of where like the conspiracy stuff comes in.
Yeah.
Because like he already started this company. It was like a massively like successful company. He was in this band that went platinum. He worked on a fucking like rocket guidance system, and he built a fucking laser engineering. He did like a laser. Yeah, he did a laser when he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But he started like him and his dad. Fuck, I keep forgetting his shit. His dad is also an engineer. He was a electrical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Kramer. A lot of like rhymes. Ray Kramer. Taylor Kramer. I don't know, it's just a lot of rhymes in that family. But yeah, his father, Ray Kramer, was an electrical engineer. So they worked in the company to develop faster than light communication, which is pretty interesting. So that's where the conspiracy comes in. So basically, like, I think his father, his wife, Jennifer, his wife quoted him as saying, like, he, like, woke up one day in, like, a fucking, like, cold sweat.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, like, imagine, like, pulling up a picture of a kid and then being able to find that kid in, like, a fraction of a second. So, like, literally, like, putting a picture of a kid on your computer and then being able to find that kid, like, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He was a weird guy. Yeah, like, most like, genius people are really weird, if you think about it. I don't know. But, yeah. He was working on fucking... Was it? Yeah, he was working on the faster than light communication thing. And that was shortly before his ominous death. So yeah, that's the next page of this. Okay, so this is like where the conspiracy comes in.
The juice.
The juice of the thing. Okay. So the theory is, and I wrote a little synopsis here.
Yeah.
Malicious actors suicided Philip Taylor Kramer to keep faster than light communication under wraps, or like just a secret from the public.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, government. That's my best theory. I don't know, it's a pretty cool thing. So he died February 12th, 1995.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1994, the company filed for bankruptcy. And a lot of people think, like, because his death was considered a suicide, or a probable suicide, that he was just sad that his company went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that's not really the case, because, like, the company's still around today, and really, I think all they did was declare bankruptcy to restructure. Because he wasn't CEO after the restructure.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like I think he was just a major shareholder at that point. But anyways, yeah, he died February 12th, 1995, which was a Sunday, by the way. Just saying. So let's see, the day he died was pretty interesting. So I'll go over like a list of stuff that happened the day he died. So let's see. That day, the Sunday. One of the directors of Total Multimedia, one of the directors, Robert Papadilla. No, Papadilla. It's P-A-P-A Papalia, because there's no D. I just thought Papadilla because I write really badly. Anyways, he flies from Vancouver to LA, right? Because his whole thing is in LA.
Yeah.
To pursue legal action against the current CEO, which was Peter Olson.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said, like, he's not the CEO, some other guy is. And something about Peter Olson is that he was actually the VP, the vice president of MCI, which is like some other like telecommunications company. So it's all in the same field. And he also worked for like 26 years as a vice president of finance for IBM. You know IBM?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, this guy's pretty good. Yeah, it's just a little piece of information there. So yeah, that day Robert was supposed to fly in from Vancouver and then meet him and like some other people at some restaurant. And then some other guy, another director, was supposed to fly in. And this guy's name was Greg Martini. So Greg Martini and his wife fly into LA, and Philip was supposed to meet him there. So Philip leaves his house at 9 a.m. And then on his way there, he visits, he visits Jennifer's, his wife. He visits Jennifer's father at like some elderly home, because, so he leaves 9 a.m. He goes, visits the father. And then LAX to where he lives is like 45 minutes. So it basically takes him an hour to get there, right? If you factor in the stop. Actually, probably more than an hour. But anyways, the whole story gets kind of weird here because there's two accounts. It's either that. It's either that he made a U-turn on the way to LAX, or he went to LAX and he waited for 45 minutes and then he went back. Kind of weird, right? So let's see. That during that whole time period, depending on which one, you're subscribed to, he frequently, that's where they used, frequently checked in on like Jennifer, on Greg Martini and his wife, and like everyone else. So he made 4 calls that day on his drive. So let's see. I'll read some quotes from each call because I think they were recorded. Because, it was a part of an investigation.
Yeah. So,
yeah, the first one, he asked Jennifer, his wife, to tell the Martinis, them, to get a cab, and then for them to go to the Westlake Hyatt, or Hyatt. So the Westlake Hyatt is located, like, near his house, also 45 minutes away from LAX. So that's pretty weird, to ask them to go to such a far away hotel. But I guess, the restaurant they were meeting at was near his house anyway. Who knows? So yeah, he asked Jennifer to tell the Martinis to take a cab to go to Hyatt. So that's the weird one. Anyways, the second phone call he makes was to Ron Bushy. And Ron Bushy was actually one of the band members, which is, I guess it also ties in the music thing, but whatever. He tells Ron Bushy exactly this. Bush, I love you more than life itself. And then he hangs up. So, and I think at this point, they haven't been a band for since 1980, and it's 1995.
Yeah.
So it's 15 years where they're not band members. But I guess they might have kept in touch. I don't know. I didn't see anything about that. And then his third phone call is to Jennifer. You got to sneeze?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
The third phone call is to Jennifer, and he tells her exactly this. Whatever happens, happens. And then he hangs up. Pretty, what is that word? Ominous. So then his fourth call was actually the last call he made, and the last account of what he ever said, his last words, basically. So, and this is actually even debatable, because, I don't know, I found 3 different fucking versions of what he said. So, here's what I think he said, out of everything that I heard. I think he said this, this is Philip Taylor Kramer, and I am going to kill myself. OJ is innocent. They did it. What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? What?
And
so,
who was he on the phone with?
The 911 operator.
Oh.
Oh yeah. He called 911 to do that. Yeah, I forgot. I neglected to mention that. So he calls 911. He's and then the 911 operator is like, 911. What's your emergency? And I think he said like, can I help you? Because I think he started the sentence with, yeah, you can, and then it really depends on which source you look at. But yeah, that was the last thing they heard. OJ is innocent, they did it. And then after that, he hangs up and then he goes missing for like 4 years. Yeah, like 4 years. And then, so basically like the whole conspiracy. Well, okay, I'll tell you how they like found him eventually. So they found his car at the bottom of a mountain. So like, there's like roads that go along mountains.
Yeah.
And the drive from his house to LAX crosses through a mountain. So I guess that makes sense, right? But what doesn't make sense is like, I think they did some forensics, and the forensics report said that his car was there and he was dead before the car was down the hill. And then someone must have taken the license plate off and pushed the car down the hill and then thrown the license plate off the hill as well. Sounds kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they think that they took the license plate off because the license plate was like so much like further away. So what? It was like really far away from the site. Anyways. Yeah.
That's kind of.
Did I make an English sense there?
That's kind of, no, you're good.
Okay,
It's just that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah.
Not in like the forensics, like.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the best account of what they had.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, because he went missing for like so long, at the time like because this is where my notes end, by the way, so I'm going off the cuff.
Okay.
At the time, like the policemen were like, they told the family that he killed himself, or they ruled it as a probable suicide, but most of the family doesn't believe that, obviously. So I think Ray, his father, was quoted as saying like, Ray said that Philip said that he would never kill himself, and that if he ever said that he would kill himself, he needed like help or something, or like he would be needing help, right? Like from a malicious actor. So yeah. That's a pretty weird thing. So, like, I guess the whole conspiracy thing is that he was working on faster than light communications, because like that topic goes into like weird like fucking like advanced like physics, and it's like I didn't have enough time to look it up, but basically like people theorize that the faster than light communication would also allow for the teleportation of items, of physical items. So like literally like teleportation. And then like another theory takes it one step further and says that Ray and Philip were actually working on like time travel devices using the faster than light communication thing. And I think I read somewhere that faster than light communication actually depends on this is another acronym, I don't know. There's another acronym. It's like high frequency gravitational waves or something like that. But you know how we detected gravitational waves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically like in the 1980s or something, they theorized that you could have gravitational waves at like such a frequency or such a high frequency that they would be able to travel any distance within a Planck time. So you know what a Planck time is?
Explain.
A Planck time is the shortest possible amount of time. So I think, it's like 1 times 10 to like the negative 55. So that's like 0, that's like 55 zeros and then 1 seconds. So that's a pretty short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, he would move that in the future or the past, so.
What are you talking about?
That's what you're saying, right? Like, he basically would time travel.
No. I'm talking about gravitational waves.
Okay.
So the theory is that gravitational waves can travel or can theoretically travel any distance in a Planck time.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, a Planck time. There's also a Planck length or a Planck length, which is the shortest amount of space you can travel. But anyways, yeah. So basically, like, I think light takes a long time in Planck time to travel from A to B. So to be able to travel like any distance between a Planck time, obviously you can get faster than light travel at that rate. So yeah, I think it's basically that it was determined that his van was pushed off and that he went missing for so long and like no one saw him, and that he was studying all this stuff like about like faster than light travel, that like, you know, someone suicided him. And there was another thing. It was actually a big thing. Actually, I forgot entirely because I didn't write it down. But there's this book called It's like clandestine. You just stepping on my foot.
No.
It's like some book, man. It's like some book. But it's weird because he was like obsessed with this book, right? And in the book, it's like 9 fucking rules or something. And then there's like another book that comes after it. And it's like the 10th like rule, or I don't know what it is. But I read something about it, and I think one of the characters in the 10th like rule, because it's like the whole book is like a religious sort of thing. It's like a prophecy. I don't know. And basically like in the 10th one, someone dies in a forest at the bottom of a hill. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah, and he loved that book, by the way. So that's either an epic coincidence or an epic conspiracy. Yes.
So when the van was pushed off, his body was not in the car.
His body was, I think it was found in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they had, yeah.
Because that's the only way it could be ruled like a suicide, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really crazy. Like, no one in his family believes it, and like he was working on this like faster than light stuff, and like that could lead down to like time travel and all that, and like the van was pushed, and you know. Another thing. There's like a side note. During that time he went missing, like people were obviously like they didn't know he was dead, or they didn't think he was dead, so they put out like a missing persons thing, and everyone was told to like report if they see some guy. So the weird thing about this guy, he was 6 foot 5 inches, and he had blue eyes. So he was like a pretty like noticeable guy, and you would see him anywhere, and like all these reports kept coming in like, this homeless guy was fucking like asking me for money, and he looks exactly like the guy, and like, this other guy like fucking walked into a bar and just sat down and just had a drink, and he looked exactly like the fucking guy that was missing, and depending on, I don't know, because there's like 5 fucking accounts of this. On the one that I liked the most, he actually had 40 cents in his pocket at the time of his death, and in this account, someone reported that some homeless guy came up to them and asked for like 60 cents to make a call or something, and he mentioned that he only had 40 cents. So he mentioned that the homeless guy said he only had 40 cents, and it was like a really tall guy, and it was like a homeless guy. So it's like it all adds up, you know. So yeah, that's sort of like the thing.
Yeah. What if he's from the future?
No. I don't think well, like 2 weeks before he died, he made like this like really big like revelation or something. He had like this really big epiphany, or he discovered something really great. So, I think maybe he was able to find out like the secret to like time travel or something, but I doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he found a component to the secret formula of time travel.
Yeah, because him and his father were like obsessed with like mathematics.
Yeah.
And like equations that could like could determine the efficacy. That's a big word. Efficacy of faster than light communications, and obviously, like as I said, faster than light communications can lead to time travel. So when he had that big epiphany, it was related to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty great.
That got me thinking, because this is 95?
Yeah, 95.
Okay, that's like 25 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Huh? No.
Yes, it is.
No. That's 5.
26.
26.
Excuse me. I wonder. There's got to be someone that has like that knowledge. At least some sort of level of understanding as he did.
I think that's like one of the like the weird technologically based conspiracies, because as like I was talking about last time, remote viewing that had technology associated with it because they spent all that money on R&D.
Yeah.
And like even like the transmission of audio through microwaves, that has to do with technology. But like you don't hear about microwaves implanting noises into your head. You know, just like you don't hear faster than light communication today. So I think in both cases someone has covered that up, or they've made it like unbelievably like hard to access. But I don't know. I was able to actually look up a patent for like some like radar gun similar to what was being described in the fucking remote viewing theory. But I don't think it was actually like the transmission of microwave radiation to transmit audio.
To or from?
To.
So you're sending to them?
No, like the gun to the people.
So you would be sending it, or you would be receiving it from the gun?
You'd be sending it from the gun. From the gun to the
So
people.
you're sending something to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
because there's the opposite. Where,
Really?
you can hear the gun.
That's what I'm talking about. The gun emits
No, but you're
microwave
saying
radiation.
that you say something.
Yes.
I'm saying that you would receive something instead of sending something.
Yes. Okay, I think we're talking about two.
You're talking about sending out an audio wave to them. I'm talking about them. They're talking normally, and you're just.
Yes, both things.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
But you were talking about one side. I was talking about the other.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're both right.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yes.
Except not teamwork. So you that's it. You're done.
Huh?
You're done with your theory.
Let me see, because there might be more.
So your theory is he was suicided.
He was suicided.
Okay.
Definitely.
Seems very plausible.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think also near his death. I'm sorry. He was also talking about like religion a lot. Because he was like I said, he was obsessed with this book. But I think that's about it. I don't know. If I think of something, I'll probably blurt it out.
It's weird. It's like the end,
Mhm.
like his end is so weird how it's so closely connected to the book. Because kind of pushes towards him being more suicidal than being suicide. If
Right,
he,
right.
you know,
Was obsessed with the book.
yeah, he's like, I want to end out like this. And boom.
That could be it, but I really don't think he committed suicide. I really don't think so. I think if anything, it was an accident. But then they discovered that his fan was pushed off. So
I wonder how they discovered that.
I don't know. It's probably. I think they just looked at the dirt, but then no, because it would have like weathered away. So I don't know how they knew that it was pushed off. And I read that in the article that it was pushed off. I don't know how they figured that out. Maybe handprints on the side of the van or something. It was either a van or a truck.
Because, I mean, it's possible he just pushed off himself, which sounds so
and
dumb.
then went inside.
And then went inside. It sounds so dumb, but it's possible.
I guess maybe. I don't know. I think that was about it.
Okay.
Pretty interesting.
It's my turn.
Right. Yes.
We're going to be talking about deep state.
What do you mean, like Atlantis?
Not like Atlantis.
Yeah.
Deep state, which is a conspiracy theory of there being two governments, specifically in the U.S.
Okay.
So you have, you know, our normal government. We know we vote for
The president.
the president. You know, the
Yes.
Biden, the Trump, or the
But not the
Obongi,
Hillary Clinton. Or
the Obonga.
or Jeb Bush.
No, not Jeb Bush.
No.
We don't vote for him.
Neither of those people.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got the elected
Official. Yes.
officials, and then we have the hidden officials. Or there's two like sides of it,
Right.
where it's either there's like an army that controls the government, which is weird, or there's like just a second government that's like even higher up than this government. So they control everything. They just, phew, and then you play pretend, basically.
Right. Okay.
Okay. That's, you know, that's
That's
the
the whole
theory,
theory?
but I'm gonna show some evidence in it.
Right.
So we got a former press secretary. What's his name? Bill Moyer. He hosted a discussion on PBS television. Okay, yeah, and he was talking to some staff members about the deep state hidden in plain sight. So you know, he's bringing it up on TV.
On
you know,
PBS.
on PBS.
Right? You said that, right?
And he was saying like how they promote like military conflict, which is, you know, is gonna benefit them at the end of the day. You know, it benefits the economy. I don't know. It's weird.
So the deep state benefits from.
From like conflict.
Okay. Right, from chaos.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That was a weird one. Which kind of, I don't know. It's weird because they try to connect that to like 9/11. Because they say it's been going on for fucking ever. Like literally since the beginning of our government. Even before that, and I think it said it originated in
England?
No, even before England.
Damn.
I think they said like India or Turkey. Fart. I think it's Turkey. I think it originated in Turkey, like.
The deep state originated in Turkey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be wrong. It's possible. Yeah, but it originated then, and then it kind of just transferred over time from, you know, not the UK, because it wasn't the UK, it was Britain.
Yes.
And you to us.
Right.
And then from then on, it's just been there. It's the Illuminati.
Alright, so this is only in the US?
Right now we're discussing the US, but I think it was saying that it either has happened in every country or it's currently happening in these countries. I think it's like a big list.
Oh.
CCC. I know I have the list. Okay, ready. I don't think you're ready for all the states.
I'm not ready.
And by all the states, I mean the countries. So it says the United Kingdom, the United States, Venezuela, Italy, Israel, Turkey,
Goddamn.
the Middle East, the
That's
whole
like a bunch of them.
Middle East, Egypt. Egypt is where it originated.
Oh,
In Egypt.
I believe it.
I think that's it.
That's it.
I thought there was more.
What about Russia?
No, surprisingly not. No.
Russia's.
It is in Russia.
Okay.
It's with the KGB. You're
Sketch.
getting ahead of me
Oh, I'm sorry.
a little bit.
There's a massive fucking cockroach right there.
I thought we killed him.
You did what? It
No.
was there before.
Darn, where's the KGB talk? I actually like that one. Anyways, okay. Because I was talking about Mr. Bill Moyer
Who? Huh?
and how he was trying to relate it to like 9/11. And he actually brings up that there's a fourth branch of the U.S. government when he was talking about it.
What is the fourth branch?
That's
The deep state.
The deep state.
Okay.
And I guess he was just like, oops.
Oh, I was
I mean to say that.
Say that one. Okay.
And then we're going to transition to a foreign affairs journalist, John D. Michaels. And he brings up the deep state, of course, in developing governments such as Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey. And it's just like how the elites, shadowy elites, Alex Jones style, you know,
Yeah.
the military and the government are just like playing puppet
Right.
master with everyone, trying to get there.
Mhm. That's the dog. That's the CIA dogs listening in.
That's the FBI. They're coming to get us. Because we're talking about their stuff. Yeah, well, he basically, this journalist, he was saying, he's writing a story about it, about how they're just puppet masters with all the
Mhm.
elected officials.
Right.
Even though, do they have like governments where they elect? Like Egypt. What kind of government is Egypt?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's a direct democracy. I don't think so.
Pakistan.
I'm pretty sure Egypt is like. I think Egypt is more like America than it is like China.
Good.
No, I'm
Beasts.
trying to think like. I don't know my history like that.
I don't know. Not to that point. Okay, and then we're gonna talk about the last one. I thought, like, this is not the whole thing. Just like the last one of this article
Yeah.
that I thought was kind of interesting. It was an NSA leaker, Edward Snowden.
Oh my god. Depending on what side you take, he's the bad guy. in this one.
Which side is it?
Huh?
Which side?
I don't know.
It's the blue side. That's the bad guys.
Really? Huh?
And he generally just uses the term for just discussion like the actual elected officials. He's like, you know, he's a agent of the secret state. Like he would openly
Edward.
say stuff like that.
Okay.
Like people know exactly what the fuck that is.
Wait, so Edward Snowden would literally say like he's a member of the deep state?
No, he would say these people are.
Okay.
And like how, okay, I put like, for example,
Uh-huh.
I don't think this is 100% accurate, but we'll say like you have Obama,
Football.
you know, he does his 2 terms and he can't do it anymore.
Right.
Then we have Trump in. And then they because they kind of bring that up, they specifically like say no more Trump. And then you got Biden. But it's not really Biden, it's actually Obama again. Kind of pulling the strings for him.
Okay.
In a way, that's kind of how he was relating it. Like there's people controlling the strings,
Right.
which is he worded it different, yeah, like a smart person would, but it's kind of lame. And then we got
is Trump the puppet or the puppet master?
No. Everyone's the puppet.
Okay. Oh, so
But
president...
but it was weird because he's like the non-elected officials are obviously the puppet masters, but they kind of like could switch from a puppet to a puppet master.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Right, they could get into the deep state.
Yeah, and then recently, Mr. Trump running for his second term.
Mm-hmm.
In February of 2020, one of his cabinet members, Mike. No, it's not Mike. It's Mick. M-I-C-K.
Mick.
Mick. Mulvaney? Yeah, it's Mulvaney. Weird-ish name. He's probably a Russian.
Yeah, for real.
Like, literally, I think he is. He was asked about working... Wait.
Huh?
He was asked about the deep state working against Trump. And he, said, yeah, it's 100% true. Like, he believes that if Trump lost the election, it was because of the deep state. Yeah. Which kind of relates to how all this, the polls theory, all that.
The polls theory?
The polls.
Polls. P-O-L-L-S.
P-O-L-L-S.
Yes.
Polls.
Yes.
That has a theory of its own, obviously.
Okay.
And, yeah, he relates that to that. He's like... Trump shouldn't have lost because it's just Trump.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I got one for the polls.
Oh, the polls there.
According to 2017.
Huh.
Oh, no.
That pain sucks.
You know what? That's not a bad... That went on for a good hour.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
See,
before it overheated.
Uh-huh.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh. Nope. Well. There you go. Boom. Okay, yeah, that's recording. Boom. Penis! More than penis sauce! Okay.
Okay, so this is supposed to be relating to the polls back in 2017.
Uh-huh.
They were saying how people were believing that 48% thought there was a deep state, defined as a military intelligence, which means, people are kind of believing more of the military controlling the elected officials over the... Well, it doesn't give us the other percentage of... But 48 kind of seems like it's not going to be... You got the 40% thinking it's the military, and then 52%
thinking something else.
Yeah, either it's just normal or
some
a second government.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what most people are thinking, that they're kind of... We have the government of fuck, what was it? Of army people controlling over us, basically. And, they're affecting our voting, basically.
Right.
Because it's weird how they were saying it, how even though we have elected officials, they kind of control the elected officials, as in, who will win, which means it's kind of pointless in having the elected officials, but not really, obviously.
Yeah.
That's got to keep us in check. I don't know. I didn't think this one was too deep.
Right.
Literally, it was not that deep. I was trying to do more of the JFK one, but I couldn't find any good sources to reference.
Okay.
So, yeah, this one was really shallow, but...
Well, I mean, I think that the deep state, you can find a lot about the deep state.
It kind of, you can connect it to, Illuminati.
Yeah.
And then Illuminati kind of branches out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of just the deep state itself. Kind of shallow topic, so might just leave it there. Because everything else is just the same people bringing up the same accounts.
Yeah.
This one guy wrote a book, The Road to 9/11,
mm-hmm.
where he brings up the deep state and how they wanted that to happen.
Right.
It's kind of shallow. It's the the baby waters.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean,
Huh? What'd you say?
You could do like a iceberg video for the deep state one. Yes.
Yeah,
I think
on the top.
I think I want to do like an actual like in-depth video on this one, because like the way I don't know, it just needs to be presented a little bit better. It's the way I said it. I don't know, I'm really bad at saying things, so. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was that bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm tired, bro. We need to get another time to do this.
Yeah, I kind of.
I'm like so tired.
I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You know why?
Why?
Because it's for the boys.
That's
I don't know.
for FTB.7.
7. Episode 7
Siete.
is out.
And about.
Peace.
In the Middle East, please.
Yes.
Free Israel. What?
Who started the
One
war?
of them? One of them.
Isn't Israel the bad guys this time?
I thought Israel was the base one.
Yeah, the base, the bad guys.
Oh, right. Because the Instagram people. The Instagram police.
I don't know.
The blue helmets. I want to say it is.
Damn, this just sucked.
What do you mean?
Mine sucked.
Yours wasn't. You could do in-depth video.
I don't want to do one on that one.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to do in-depth on that one. I really want to go in-depth on something that's like fucking killer.
Right. I don't know. I think the deep state. I don't know.